The Duke spoke fondly about the Commonwealth in his recent appearance on Dax Shepard's Armchair Expert podcast. Both he and Meghan were keen to be very involved with the Commonwealth from day one, demonstrated by the decision to have the flowers of the Commonwealth nations embroidered on Meghan's bridal veil. They were appointed President and Vice President of the Queen's Commonwealth Trust as one of their first patronages as a royal couple. They even put forward the idea of living in a Commonwealth country as part of their original half-in-half-out plan for their future. Yet now they have been stripped of those patronages and are living in the US, which is not part of the Commonwealth. Now they are no longer working royals. They have no official link to the Commonwealth, although they said they wanted to continue helping their former patronages in an unofficial capacity. In the podcast, Harry expressed his deep appreciation for all the countries he visited as a working royal, all the people he met there and the things he learned from them. He said his education was not in school, but in meeting all these different people and empathizing with them and their situations. Pod Save the Queen is hosted by Anne Gripper and features Daily Mirror royal editor Russell Myers. Ms. Gripper said she found it a little bit sad when Harry was talking about the Commonwealth and made her feel wistful for what could have been. She said, "The bit that was a little bit sad was, he talked quite a bit about the Commonwealth and appreciating it to a certain extent as an organization and the youth of people in the Commonwealth and the variety of countries and the number of people in it. And the fact that he had been able to go and visit so many of these places and learn from the people there. And it just makes you a little bit wistful. Because when Harry and Harry got married 3 years ago and Meghan had all the flowers of the Commonwealth embroidered down her veil, that seemed to be the path that they were going to be on and that the Commonwealth was going to be part of her work. So that was the wistful bit for me." Harry described to Dax how he has seen immense suffering firsthand and that, despite being born into incredible privilege, he had a front row seat to this suffering due to his travels. He cited this experience as being an education more than he obtained in the classroom. The Duke said, "I've spent many years traveling around the world. Seeing other people suffer and being able to have that empathy for them, the ability to put myself in their shoes. That was the education that I had. So the weird thing is that, yeah, I was born into this privilege, but the privilege also gave me the most unbelievable front row seat from mercy and education. My education is not in school. My education is about meeting people across the Commonwealth, right? 52 countries, 2.4 billion people, 60% of that 2.4 billion people under the age of 29. Like everywhere I go, I ask questions everywhere I go. I try and listen." Dax then posited that, even though Harry was coming from a place of privilege, meeting people in much worse situations, in some ways the people he was meeting had more freedom than he did. Later Harry explained that, despite all his travels in the Commonwealth, there was still a lot he didn't understand about racism and unconscious bias and that he only learned that later because of Meghan. He said he was shocked when he first started doing therapy and that bubble was burst, and he started to really understand his own unconscious biases.